Today is March the 1st, it's 2022, and March the 1st is Balearic Day, so it's a public holiday here in Mallorca, in fact in the whole of the Balearic Islands, and usually there's lots of things going on. Well, last year much of those things were cancelled, but this year there should be a lot more going on. So we've come into Palma to have a look to see what's going on here, but there will be other events going on all over the islands of Mallorca, Ibiza, Menorca and Formentera. So let's get going, and we're just going to have a look in Palma. We're actually at the top of Jaime 3rd, which is one of the main shopping streets in Palma. But you might see in front of us we've got obras, we've got works, they're digging up the roads, and if you're here in Palma now, and actually for the next few weeks, even months, there's going to be lots of roadworks in Palma, so be aware of that. And Jaime 3 is one of the places where they've started. But we're heading now along the riverbank, and there is actually water in the river. Quite often we look down here and there is no water, but we've got some water in there, and we're just going to head down towards the park of Sa Faxina, which is where a lot of the events, some events, are actually going on. And there's a big art museum here as well, Espaluad. Not sure we're going to have time to go in there today. Yeah, lots of things like that as we get down to Espaluad. But Sa Faxina is a park which you'll see on some of our other videos, and I can already smell, we've not got smelly vision, I can always smell the cooking, so there's a lot of gastronomy going on in and around Palma. So I'm expecting to see a number of different food stalls.
I'm going to say try.
Well, we might even try some, I don't know. So right in front where we're walking now is where you would go to enter Espaluad. And there's actually a little cafe there which overlooks the Paseo Maritimo at the front. We're just going to take a turning to the right here, and in front of us on the right hand side there's a school, and on the left hand side the park of Sa Faxina, and this is our little river that runs through Palma with a lot of water in it at the moment. So we're into March now. A lot of the rules have changed. In fact, almost everything now has been relaxed. So there are almost no rules other than face masks, and face masks have to be used in indoors. So if you go into a public place which is enclosed, then you have to wear a mask, but outside, no, and pretty much all of the other restrictions have disappeared as well. So I guess that's good news. Just passing the children's park, and just in front we've got the entrance to the car park where we've just come in. We've just entered through this car park, and we're parked underground, and I guess we're going to have to pay €5 or €6 for our time here. But it's easier than trying to find somewhere else to park on the street, or to catch the bus in. It gives us that little bit of freedom. And this is the top end of the park. You can see we've got these caravans and trailers all ready, some tables set up, and they're going to be selling food and drink. Sounds really good. We may be a bit early, so we might have to catch this on the return journey. There's also a stage set up here with performances that are going to be on later, and there is some music playing, so I don't know if that's going to have a bit of an effect on my video. We'll see. We have a green carpet design studio, so we can just pass down here. We go down a few steps here. So carved it with some grass. In the local press it was saying there was something like 250 or so different activities going on here in Palma and around the rest of the islands. In front of us we've got the Sa Faxina monument, which has been somewhat controversial over the recent years. It was set up to commemorate the fallen in the Civil War, and it was set up by the Franco regime, and people in Mallorca, some people in Mallorca, think it should be torn down. It was going to cost a fortune actually to tear it down, so maybe they ran out of money and didn't do it, but I don't know. I think it's one of those things that we really should be remembering. So we've got these food stalls here. This one is from Murcia, different parts of Spain, and if you like your paella, then that's going to be one grand paella. Mountains of rice and other things are going to go in there, but they're cooking the chicken, beans, and this is very popular here. Look at that for a paella pan. So they'll start by cooking all the chicken, and he's going to put everything else in there later on, and people will be able to take the paella. Oh, and it all smells good too. And here we've got the Valencia stall, so we've got some typical nibbles and things, tapas from Valencia. And you get a tapa. Just check that, yes, different tapas. Tapa €1. And it all smells pretty good. Well, maybe have to try that a little bit later. And another Valenciana. So things very reasonably priced, €1, 150. You can have something quite more substantial for €2. So lots of things up in this top part of Sa Faxina. We haven't even been over to the other side, where I can see there is Andalusia represented, and Gallego on Galicia up in the north there. This has just been taking a photograph of the paella, or at least the starts of the paella. Be interesting to see that later on. This park, Sa Faxina, is also in the past, or I think it probably still is, very popular with youngsters and skateboarders. But today it's been taken over to celebrate the Balearic Day. So this is another reason to come in. This doesn't go on for one day. Today is the Balearic Day, but actually this has been here for a few days and will be here for a few days more. So it's not a one-day event, it goes on for a few days. It's just that today is the day. Some of these, we've come a little bit early, so it's only just coming up to 11 o'clock, and some of them are not open up yet. But they will all be opening up a little bit later on. Lots of stalls all around. I'm recording this and I will eventually put it up as a 360, so you'll be able to have a really good look around to see what's all around. So we've got the aquarium of Menorca, right, in Formentera. and Ibiza over there are also represented. So 3 stalls on the opposite side represent the 3 other islands. We've got another stage with more events going on here, and more stalls, and more music and wine. Jose Luis Ferrer is one of our favourites. They've got the barrels there, but we've actually got one of those barrels in our garden. So no, you can't have one of those, darling. We're not taking a barrel home. I'm guessing she wants a glass of wine, but it's only 11 o'clock. We'll have to wait a little bit yet. So we've walked down a little way through the park of Sa Faxina, and we're now heading towards La Lonja, below the Museum of Baleares. And what they've set up here are a lot of market stalls, and this one celebrates all of the things that we definitely shouldn't be eating. All these sweets, dulces. Oh yes, if you like those things. There's a potato oven. There's some potato oven. I like that. I have an oven in my classroom, and I put a potato in there for my lunch. It's great. And this stall is from Germany. Get your bratwurst here, chips. And then there's something a little bit more healthy. Mojitos. Oh, are they healthy? Well, yes, there's lots of fruit in them. Must be healthy. Artisan beers. More artisan beers from Sinhos. These are beers that are brewed here on the island. Beers mead, like your honey, alcoholic. It's a Mallorca distillery. How about that for a spit? It is only 11 o'clock in the morning. The sangria's out. Still a bit early, I think, for that. We're actually walking now along the Paseo Maritimo, so all to the behind me and to the right hand side is the Paseo Maritimo. And we've got some stalls now with different things, so we've got knives, pen knives, big knives. I'm always fascinated by this. This is the boy in me. Look at all the different knives we've got here. I am a former Boy Scout, but you cannot be a Boy Scout. So I've been brought up with knives, pen knives, sheath knives, and I use them as a tool. I use them in my work, and I always encourage children to use knives sensibly. I'm guessing ears are going to be a bit noisy. I'm not sure how the sound's going to carry with this, because I know I do have issues with the sound. People have suggested I have an external microphone. Unfortunately, the camera I'm using to video most of these things can't have an external microphone, so I would have to record separately, and that's a bit of a hassle for me. So maybe when I've got more time I might think about doing things like that, or maybe I'll just get another camera which I can record sound separately. GoPro, that's what you need to do. Give me a wireless microphone on the new GoPro Max. Oh, I love the potatoes. I really like them. Here's a different sort of crisp. They look really chunky. And when you do a big roast, vegetarians look away now. Here we're going to roast the whole pig. Lots and lots of things going on there. Wow, there's rather large sangrias there. If you do begin to think I'm walking too quickly, I'm actually going quite slowly, but if you do think I'm walking too quickly, it's a video, so you can just pause and have a look. Don't forget you can do that. 11 o'clock in the morning and it's already very busy. I think it's going to get really busy today. I've just said that masks are no longer compulsory. You may notice that a lot of people are still wearing masks, and I think it's a good idea. We are very close to other people. Now the stalls have changed sides. Instead of being on my left and on my right as I'm walking towards the cathedral, and we've come across another stall which has got more sweet things, dried fruits, and then an oven at the end to do the roasting. Even though it is early in the morning, lots of people are actually buying food and eating food. A bit early for me, I'm only just having my breakfast. Red there. Different creams here, artisan creams, cosmetic creams.
Con su primita.
Joss sticks, I think all these joss sticks.
Yeah.
All smelly stuff. Mallorcan pottery. And here we've got more bread and empanadas, which are little pies. And you can buy your bocadillos, which are like sandwiches, and a French stick. Lots of different sorts of pastries. And coca, which is very typical here. It's a vegetarian dish. There's lots of vegetables and pastries. It's a little bit like pizza.
For lunch?
We can. It's a bit early yet.
No, I don't need to eat next.
I'm noticing that they're very well organised. Many of these places will accept cards. It's not all cash transactions. You can pay with a card. Word of warning, if you are coming to a place like this, do be aware there are pickpockets in any market, anywhere in the world, I guess. And just look out for those, particularly the flower sellers here can lead you a little bit astray, and you might end up losing your wallet. Cheese, one of my downfalls there. I do like a good hard cheese. And we do get some really good cheeses here, which tend to be a little bit pricey, but they're always very tasty. Oh, there's a stall for Anita, a wine stall. Don't buy any wine now because we'll be carrying it around all day. You can see just how well it is organised. Emergency services on hand. So if anyone does have a problem health-wise, then they've got a clinic set up here right in the middle of all of this. And it just goes on. Something I associate more with Toledo than Mallorca is swords. And here we've got a smithy on hand to show us how to make a sword or a knife. Brought his anvil. Really impressive. More stalls going towards the cathedral. Showing you some of the old techniques here. Carpenter with all his rather old tools. My dad used to have all of these different tools here. Fantastic to see. And what's he building there? I think it's probably an oar for one of the boats. Wooden fishing boats. To look to see if we could go into one of the government buildings which are open today to the public, but you have to book online, and I think places are limited. So we're actually walking into the La Lonca area now, and there are more stalls here, and we're just entering a square, and I'm guessing there's going to be even more stalls. A busy day here in Palma. We are really lucky with the weather. It has been very cold recently, cold by our standards of course, and today the sky is blue. It looks beautiful. And here we've got an oven. I'm just going to walk around the back of this stall just to show you that this is a real oven burning real wood. And producing some interesting bread, pan moreno, brown bread. Looks really good. We're at the back of the government buildings now. It smells really nice. The bread, oh, I need to move away from this stall, it smells too good. And here we've got something might interest Anita, some musical instruments, so typical songs where we can see the drums, but we can also see castanets and typical sort of Mallorquin dress as well. And people, ladies sitting, taking the wool, teasing it out to make thread the old-fashioned way. This is truly artisan. So we can actually watch someone across here. I'm from the pottery, so I'm from Stoke-on-Trent, so this is part of my upbringing, is seeing a wheel like this turning and a potter. But here's a potter who's turning the wheel with his foot, and then he's going to turn it into a bowl or a vase. And Nita used to do that, I seem to remember, many years ago. O-level pottery. Let's go down this way. So if you're watching this in 360-degree virtual reality, you can just stop the video and just have a really good look around to see what's going on. But the 360 videos do take quite a while to produce. Anita has succumbed, she's going to buy a lottery ticket. Onfay is where she buys many of her lottery tickets, and Onfay is the Society for the Blind. It's a charity, and must be one of the richest charities in the world. So she's going to buy a lottery ticket. I'm just going to move on here because I've seen some demons, and demons come out now and again for the fiestas, and they can be quite terrifying, especially if you're not expecting them. And sometimes at different times of the year they have fireworks as well. They're exploding, and it can be really quite horrific. I can remember our youngest daughter Serena jumping out of her skin at the one of the events we weren't expecting. We have the local radio here interviewing.
Today.
Oh right, wow, that's a number to. We have the first of the third 22.
The only one.
Got to be the winner. That has to be the winner. I think we should save that one. And these cancer support charity. So the demons here can be friendly. They can be a little bit more frightening. I think they were the friendly ones. There's one of the typical streets around this area, and many of them got bars, and they get very lively in the evenings. We're just going to head back towards the front now. Past this wonderful bread store. Well, if we buy bread now, we've got to carry it with us for the next hours while we're walking around.
We'll come back this way, won't we?
And yeah, we probably will come back this way. Well, I think it's a long time since I've seen so many people out. It's just such a busy time. The last 2 years we've had so an imposed and then a self-imposed lockdown, and it's really good to see the whole world is getting back to normal. Though while we're saying that, in Eastern Europe, of course, we've got the the invasion of Ukraine by the Russians, which has been felt throughout the world, including here in Mallorca, where we do have Ukrainians who live here, and we do have Russians who live here. And obviously the Ukrainians are very worried and concerned about their families who are living back home or trying to get out. And the Russians who are living here can't understand why on earth are they doing this? Why are the Russian armies invading Ukraine? So, and it is affecting here in terms of many of the yachts. The big super yachts, the multi-million-pound yachts, are owned by Russian oligarchs. And there's quite a few of them here in the harbours around Mallorca. Grinding to a very slow walk past the stalls, simply because just so many people. And it's nice to see many of the Mallorquin stall holders dressed in the traditional costumes of the island. And pots. Motorbikes are going past now, so one of the things I'm hearing are motorbikes, and there's a big motorbike rally. So at 9:30 this morning they started to gather together. As we drove in, we saw a lot of motorbikes at 10:30. And they're now setting off on their tour. I'm not sure where they're going, but probably thousands of motorcycles. Get past reporters from Ibiza. Ibiza is the local television, interviewing some of the public here, and they will be appearing probably a little bit later on the Ibiza news. Ibiza IB3, Isla Baleares 3. Talked about the demoners. We've just seen some demoners, and here's one of the stalls. There's demons. You can get your own mask or your own t-shirt and be a demon for a day. Children love it, actually. There's a belt for sharpening your knife. More knife stalls. I don't think we have the same issues as the UK does with knife crime. Certainly not something I'm aware of here in Mallorca. I don't hear of a lot of knife crime. I don't hear of any knife crime, in fact. It obviously isn't the same in the UK. And the motorbikes are still going past. Sponges. Just have a look, see if the motorcycles are finished now. There are hundreds of them up to my left. All waiting at a red traffic light. Good citizens. And the events will be going on all over Palma. So we're just in Mallorca, which is along the front in Palma, and you can see how busy it is here. But in other parts of Palma, we'll have this similar things going on, different things going on. There's a stage across the road there. There's a timetable. I don't know whether they'll be able to run to the timetable. One of the things Mallorca is quite well known for is its shoes. Fancy shoes. Reasonable price.
Según la chica del banco, ahora no podemos.
Cushion there, Real Mallorca cushion, 30 euros. Hand embroidered. It's like and YouTube.
Ah, ok. Gracias.
De nada. Just managed to give out one of my cards. One of the stall holders. All this hanging is sobrasada. I really enjoy sobrasada when it's cooked. I'm not so keen on it when it's not cooked, which is the way the Mallorquins will eat it for breakfast, but I like it cooked, and it does have a totally different taste. Toasted with some garlic, some tomato, very tasty. Teas there. Leather is also, so leather goods. Inca is the centre for leather, and here we've got belts and bags from leather. Running for a few more days yet. Just coming to the end of this part. It's not the end, and this is just the end of the part that's on Mallorca. to Ramonul. Statue there is Ramonul. Ramonul, a philosopher from Menorca. And he has this marvellous statue. And many of you will know that I'm a Freemason, and our lodge is actually named after Ramonul. The motorcycles continue to drive along, so in the last 10-15 minutes we've had continuous motorcycles passing along the Paseo Maritimo, and they're still coming and coming and coming. Well, we're going to actually head off to a different part of the market now, so thanks for watching, and we'll be making another video from this Balearic day, but this one's already getting a little bit long, so yeah, Anita says it's getting a bit long. So we're going to cross the road, we're going to make another video, it'll be a separate one, and if you like it, then please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We love to get new subscribers, and plenty of feedback as well. Leave us some comments down below on the YouTube channel, that's where I'll tend to see them. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.